all of my time lately has been sucked up into playing bass. I am just addicted to bass guitar lately. I just decided that I really want to get good enough back to where I was, but even farther. I think I'm well over where I was when I used to play back in the day, because I've been hitting it hard, practicing every day, and I want to get a new. I need to get a new amp. I just have a practice amp right now. I need to get a good solid. I want to get a Fender Rumble 500 watt. That'll let me play with drummers and stuff like that, because by this fall I want to start jamming with people. Now you guys have seen my Ibanez sound gear that I usually have in the background, and this is a sweet bass. I got no problem with this bass at all. I love Ibanez sound gears. They're really great for beginners. If you're a serious gigger, you probably need something a little bit more than this, but it's really great. I mean, I've gigged with my Ibanez sound gear before. It's a sweet little bass. And I love it. Love the finish, love the color and everything. So it's a great bass. It's a little smaller scale, and it's got all of these inboard electronics to really get all kinds of different sounds from the active pickups. And you got the humbucker pickups there and everything. So I've been playing it forever, but then, looking forward to playing live one day, I wanted a good professional sounding bass, one that just, I don't know. So I went around to a bunch of different music shops. Sound Engraver even teaches at a music shop. And I went to her thinking maybe I can get, her employee discount or this and that. I walked into the shop. I actually saw it online at this shop. It was there. Now, if you know anything about guitars or instruments, if you know anything about bass guitars in particular, of course, there's a ton of different types of basses out there. But traditionally, Leo Fender created the first bass guitar. It was the Fender Precision bass. And then shortly thereafter, he created the Fender Jazz bass. And those are kind of the two main, I mean, of course, many basses, came on after that, the Stingray, the Rickenbacker, all kinds of stuff. But those are the two classic types of basses. And a lot of people swear by the Fender Jazz bass because it has two pickups, a bridge pickup and a neck pickup, just like my Ibanez here. And you can get some different sounds out of it. But I have always loved the sound that you can get from a original, didn't have to be original, made back in the 50s or whatever, but the original design of the Fender P bass, the Fender Precision bass. And I picked one up. Sound Engraver loves me so much. She let me buy this. This is, I call him the Count. I name my instruments. This is the Count. He is a Fender Precision Player One bass. This is everything I want in a bass. It sounds so freaking good. You can ask Sound Engraver. I plug it in and it is so good. Oh, the deep thump. It has just that one passive pickup right where it should be. And because of the thickness of the neck and the body and everything, it just gets that good boom, that good thump, which I love. And you can slap bass on a Fender P bass too. I've been doing that lately because that pickup is a good sound for that too and everything. But all of my time has been going to this. I do have been reading, some books and watching some stuff, but man, I just, I would play you something, but I tried recording a video the other day just for my Facebook, and the low tones, the low frequency tones on my amp just will not carry through because I use my phone as my camera and speaker here. I need to get like a better speaker. If I got on Sound Engraver's Get Up, because she's got the great sweet mic, to capture her violin, that would probably catch it a little bit better. I can't really ask Sound Engraver because Sound Engraver is a stickler for sound. And she's like, you can't play it on StreamYard. It'll compress the file. I'm like, oh, I'm not worried about that. I just want people to be able to hear me, But I could, plug into her mixer board or whatever because she's got all the musical equipment. So at some point, maybe I'll do I'll play for you guys or do a pre-recorded something or another. But man, it is just, thank you, Ghost Planet Max Inc. It is a cool guitar. Ace Smoke said, what tuning do you use? I keep my Fender P bass tuned to E standard, but I'll tune my my Ibanez now just to E flat. And I mean, you can tune, one bass back and forth. It's just a pain in the butt when you're practicing. So for right now, I've got the Ibanez sound gear tuned to E flat because some of the songs I like to play are E flat, but most of the songs I play are E standard. I just like rock, good classic rockin' songs. Like some of the tunes I've been working up, Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, classic bass line. You got to play that. I've gotten that down pretty sweet. Are You Gonna Go My Way? Lenny Kravitz, Walk This Way by Aerosmith. Just got up some Collective Soul, some of their stuff. And but I do like to play some Poison, some classic Poison, and a lot of their stuff is in E flat. Classic Van Halen tends to be in E flat. So Panama, Ain't Talking About Love, I like playing that kind of stuff. That's in E flat. I think it was because it was easier for Roth to sing, to be honest. But when Sammy came aboard, he's like, I can bust Crystal. Let's go for it. So anyway, yes, Sounding Groover said we can troubleshoot audio sometime. Good. So yeah, you guys just had to put up with me giggling about my actually an email Doug Brody, the author I had on my channel, and I was like, we were talking about some author things or book things. And I was like, by the way, I don't even know if you do anything with music or anything like that, but I'm showing off pictures of this new bass like it's a father with a newborn baby. So here, look at this bass I got. It's funny, but yeah, I'm into it. Yeah, good rock songs are the best, Tom Spiegel. I agree. The Sweet's great too. Yeah, I'd love to get into you do C sharp as low as I go. Yeah, I'll do C sharp for some Def Leppard. Some of the Def Leppard, like Pour Some Sugar on Me, they go down to C sharp. So I'll do that. Motley Crue went down to D. So like if I'm playing Dr. Feelgood or something, I'll have to tune down to that. But it's a pain in the butt to tune down. That's one thing. I used to have a 5-string bass, which has a low B on it. And the plus side is you could transcribe, you could transpose and didn't have to tune down. But some of the fingering got a little crazy that you'd have to do. Plus, when you loosen the strings a little bit, it gives it a different sound. So if you're playing in D as opposed to E, the string's a little looser and it's a little bit more of a gritty, rock sound. So, yeah. But anyway, I've played a lot of, it's easy to find guitarists who just are folk guitarists or whatever, or just and I'm so sick of playing with the guitarist who's just strumming on an acoustic. That's not rock. Okay. It's great. That can be I played in some really great folk rock style, bands when I was younger, but I want to rock. I want a guitarist to show up with an electric guitar and ready to distortion and ready to rock freaking. So that's what I'll keep you guys updated in anything I might be doing for the fall or whatever. But I'm hitting it every day. It's just sweet. It's Sound Engraver, because he knows I name instruments. She's like, what are you going to name this P bass? I was like, well, I better name it a boy's name, because if I name it a girl's name, that's just going to be weird. I can't keep my hands off of her. He wouldn't like that. So he is the Count. He is the Count with his blood red strap. Pretty sweet. It feels so solid. Just, good to thump away on. All right, get that strap back in there. Okay, let's see what you guys have been talking about. Gabert says, I don't listen to a lot of Sammy Hagar, but my two favorite listens are Heavy Metal from the Heavy Metal and Satisfied. Yeah, I've been playing One Way to Rock. That's a great one. When he was with Van Halen, they worked up a great version of that they played live. But yeah, Heavy Metal, classic. Yeah. All right. Oh, AL, your son plays electric bass. Cool. Hope he's rocking on. Oh, Ace, that's right, because Ace plays bass too. You said Ace, you named yours Mary Jane. Yeah, you have to show off your bass on your channel there, Ace Moic. A cover of a popular, imagine if hobbyist, this is something that Sound Engraver and I might do together at some point. Cover of a popular theme song like Williams Superman or Elfman Batman. Now, see, I'm a rocker. That's how I didn't learn classically first or anything. I just rocked straight from the get-go, jam into my stereo as a 14-year-old, but then eventually, or even younger than that. But then, I took some classes and some somewhat theory classes and everything. The Sound Engraver, she's the music aficionado by all means. But I just never desired even to do anything besides rock. But I could play some of these themes and whatnot. It'd just be we'd have to work it to get it interesting, Sound Engraver play some violin over it, and maybe she can work up some drum programming or something. But yeah, we'll definitely do something like that. She's been talking about some video game theme covers and whatnot that she likes. So yeah, we'll get something like that going. Definitely. AL's son plays everything. Yeah, see, AL, no, you know what I mean. You know how I mean this, AL. But I hate people like your son who can just play everything. Oh, I play drums, I play guitar, I play this, I play. Okay, Prince, get out of here. But no, that's cool. That's cool. I do find though that one pet peeve I have. This doesn't apply to your son. One pet peeve I have is guitar players who think that because they play guitar, they can play bass. No, no. Yeah, you literally can play bass. You can get a feel for the thicker strings, and yeah, you know some scales on guitar, so you can start noodling on my bass. But that's not what a bass does. You know, in a song, a bass player has a specific role, harmony, chord tones, you know, outlining the song and finding the groove and bridging the gap. I mean, this is just, and you can always hear it in a song when a guitarist is playing bass. Um, Makes some people mad, but I think Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses, tremendously talented artist, and he's become a really great, you know, bassist. But you listen to a lot, you know, you listen to "Sweet Child of Mine." Now that's an awesome riff. I learn it; it's really cool. The little lead in the beginning, but you just listen to that album and you can hear that he's kind of a guitar player who switched to bass because he just doesn't approach the instrument, at least in his early days, really like a bass player does. I was telling Sound Engraver, Sammy Hagar's last solo album he had done after he joined Van Halen. The only reason the record companies would let him join Van Halen because he still was under a record contract with Geffen. Yeah, I think Geffen at the time to put out one more solo album. And they said, you can go join Van Halen and do their album and everything, but you still have to come back and give us one more solo album. So after he joined Van Halen, they put out 5150. They went on tour. He had to go back in the studio to make one more solo album to fulfill his old contract. And Eddie Van Halen came in the studio and played bass on all those songs. And it's pretty cool, you know, but you can still hear Eddie doing these little, you know, these little like trills and everything like that. It's like, bro, calm down. You're playing bass. You're not playing guitar right now. You know? So that's me and my style of basic, though. You know, I'm not a flea or a, you know, that kind of thing. I like. I certainly think you need to be doing more than Adam Clayton from U2, but I think, you know, keep it in the bass zone. Stop trying to be a lead guitarist who's just happened to pick up a bass. Anyway.